What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV. Going to do a quick review of that game. Arsenal 4, Standard Liege 0 in the Europa League tonight. To be fair, that is probably one of the most enjoyable 90 minutes I've seen all season. Apart from probably second half against Aston Villa and maybe 20 minutes in the second half against Tottenham. They played on the front foot, high tempo, with pace, moved the ball quickly, enjoyable to watch. Why can't they set up like this in the Premier League? Why is it slow, side to side? But in this competition, they're playing quicker. I know the opposition ain't as good, but we want to see that kind of tempo in the Premier League as well. So well done to the youngsters tonight. Let's get into the player ratings. Martinez in goal. I thought he was okay tonight, came for a few crosses. Was a little bit shaky on the cross, but he kept a clean sheet. Can't knock him. I'll give him a 6. Go to Bellerin at right back. I think he's finding his feet. You can tell that he's been out for a long time with injury. But he looked like he's getting more involved each game. I still think he's 1 or 2 games away from getting back into the Premier League team. He was captain tonight. I give him a 7. Mustafi, the man everyone hates. 3 clean sheets in the 3 starts since he's been back in the team. I give him a 7. He didn't really have a lot to cope with, but still, with the fans against him, he's done well. Holding, I think after the international break, he'll be pushing for a place in the team again. He was solid, good on the ball, carries the ball out of defence. That's what Emery wants. I give him a 7 as well. Tierney at left back. I mean, this guy, man, I know he hasn't really played against a top quality winger yet, but I feel like this could be the left back we've needed for years. Clichy wasn't good enough really overall. Monreal was steady, Gibbs was steady, Kolasinac, but none of them have been the guy we've needed. Since Ashley Cole, I'm not saying Tierney's on Ashley Cole's level, but he's a proper old school left back. He was brilliant again tonight. I give him an 8. Defensively, he didn't have a lot to cope with, but going forward, he was great. Go to midfield, Torreira, I mean, I like seeing him in that defensive midfield position, but he was sloppy on the ball at times. You can't give the ball away when you play in that position. So I give him a 6 tonight, man. I don't know what he's been drinking in that, that herbal tea drink, what he walks around with, but he weren't at his best on the ball tonight. But I want to see him in that position. Joe Willock, he's got crazy energy in there, man. That's what you need in the Premier League. You look at Liverpool, their midfield has got so much energy going forward. And that's what Willock gives us. Great finish as well. I give him an 8. Ceballos in there tonight, bossed the whole game for me. He gave it away once or twice, but he wanted the ball all the time. And for me, if you've got him on loan for the year from Real Madrid, use him as much as possible. Emery needs to get him in the team in the Premier League. I thought he was brilliant tonight. I give him a 9. He got his first goal for the club as well. You could see he was happy. He was slapping his chest. Seems like he's enjoying his time here. You go to the front 3. Nelson, he was lively today. He was sharp. He was involved in a lot. Bit more aggressive. That's what he needs to be in the Premier League. Run at the fullbacks. Tonight in the Europa League he's doing it, but do that in the Premier League. I give him an 8. We go to the other side. Maitland-Niles, he was all right. That's his original position out wide. He then moved into midfield. Obviously, he's been at right back for the past year. He's been saying he wants to play in midfield. I think he'll struggle to get in the Arsenal team in midfield. He's done all right. He's got a lot of energy, but the guy's so laid back on the ball. It's unbelievable. I think too laid back at times. He was all right. I give him a 6. Martinelli, man of the match, 18 years of age. This guy reminds me of like a young Carlos Tevez. He's aggressive, he's sharp, he wants the ball, low centre of gravity. Took his goals brilliantly. The header from Tierney's cross, he put a lot of power in that, just flicked it on. And the second one, great composure, just bends it into the corner. I give him, if he'd have got the hat-trick, it'd have been a 10. But he got 2, we got the assist for Ceballos, I give him a 9. He needs to be involved in the Premier League in a way that sort of like Welbeck was last year. He was the impact player off the bench. So we need to use him, give him a 9. Go to the subs. Pepe, he come on for 20 minutes. He's got to do more. Has to do more. His fitness should be coming now. I know he didn't have a full pre-season, but he's had enough game time. He needs something to happen in that game against Bournemouth at the weekend. Who else came on? We brought on Guendouzi. He was steady, kept the ball. Give him a 6. By the way, Pepe, I'll give him a 6 as well. Got in good positions, but we need more end product. And then the third sub was Aubameyang. I give him a 6 as well. Wasn't on for long, looked lively. Emery, I give him an 8. Picked a good team, the right team, youngsters. But we want to see that kind of tempo and energy in the Premier League. You know, is Xhaka the reason we slow down the tempo? I don't know. But we look a lot better. We need to play at a faster tempo at the weekend, going into the international break. So be more positive, especially in home games. You know, people making a big deal out of Mesut Ozil tonight, but not being in the squad. One thing I will say, when you've got a player on massive wages who's not keen on leaving, sometimes this is the only way to get them out of the club. You have to take them out of it all and force his hand to say, you know what, I'm not going to stay here. Because the club obviously want him off the wages, 350 grand, he's past his best. A lot of people are disappointed with the treatment and saying he shouldn't be left out and treated like this. Clearly the club wanted him out in the summer and he wasn't going to go, so now they're trying to force him out. Not ideal, but that's the way you have to do it sometimes in football. And we've got to move like a big club. You know, you look at Man United, they just forced Sanchez out of the club, 500 grand. This is what you have to do when you want people out of the club. So we move on to Bournemouth at the weekend, hopefully 3 points. You know, I think if Liverpool beat or draw with Leicester and we beat Bournemouth, we'll go up to 3rd in the league, which ain't bad going into the break, considering we've had a tough start. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know who you think was man of the match. Let me know the starting 11 you want to see on Sunday. Good performance, probably the most enjoyable game of the season. I'm out. Bless.